Wednesday, August 26th, day 99. Today we decided that we would slack pack for the first time. So, for those of you who might not know, slack packing is when you either hike without a backpack or with a significantly lighter load in your backpack than is normal. Basically, we were planning on meeting the support vehicles in a bit to pick up the dog, and this section is supposed to have some fairly, tough terrain on the trail. The trail's supposed to get really rocky and uneven and stuff. Not so much up and down, just hard to walk on with all the rocks and stuff that'll be on the trail. Plus, it's supposed to be, a fairly exposed section of the trail without many water sources as well, so since it's supposed to be a less than delightful section of the trail, at least to walk on, I think it's supposed to be a pretty enjoyable section as far as the views go. But since it was supposed to be a bit more difficult to walk on, and since we're going to meet the support vehicles anyway to pick up the dog, we figured we would leave a bunch of the stuff we usually carry with the support vehicles and just hike this section with a lighter bag. So I believe we're going to hike about 12 miles or so, and 12 or 13 miles, and then pick up the dog, and then hike on another, 5 or 6 miles or so. So all in all, today's also going to be a bit of a shorter day, but that's also because, we stayed with the support vehicles yesterday, and generally when we do that, we get a later start than normal. Plus we'll be meeting with support vehicles again later today, which might slow us down some, so just with the slow start and the meetups in the middle of the day and stuff, I just don't think we would really have time to hike our standard distance today. So, a bit of a shorter day, and hopefully with slack packing should make it easier too, but the trail is supposed to kind of be, like that behind us. You can maybe see some of it down there too. Since that's what we have to walk on, that might make it a bit more difficult, so just trying to even it out, so it won't be too horrible nor too easy. But that's the plan for today. I tried to get some pictures of it earlier, but there's this rock that goes right up to just a few clumps of trees that turn really forested, so it's just kind of an interesting phenomenon how there's a whole bunch of this lava rock and then just random circular clumps of thick forested ground. Kind of an odd thing to see. And as I was mentioning, the trail is supposed to be kind of hard to walk on. This kind of is what it's like. This isn't too bad so far, but if you walk on this for a bit, it'll probably get irritating quickly. Kind of gotta watch your feet to make sure you don't trip or twist an ankle or anything. It can be hard on the bottoms of your feet, feeling all those rocks piercing through the shoes. So not the most ideal stuff to walk on, but it's kind of an interesting place to walk through. I believe that bald mountain there and then that little peak there, I think I heard those are supposedly the volcanoes that erupted which caused all of this. So just those two peaks there. Thursday, August 27th, day 100. Yesterday we crossed 2,000 miles, so yeah, that was a big milestone. Exciting to pass that. Yesterday we also did slack packing for the first time. I think we ended up only going about 17 or 18 miles because we got a late start, and so I had to do like a resupply for this section and stuff, so didn't do great miles even though we were slack packing, but it was an interesting experience, and that section of the trail was kind of rough, so it was nice not to have a big bag on that section. We also were able to hike with the dog for the last 4 or 5 miles of that section, so that was good. Yeah, the dog really hasn't been able to do as much hiking as we had hoped, so anytime we can take her out even for just a few miles, it's really nice. Today, I believe we plan to hike about 24 miles or so. Yeah. I don't think there's anything unique coming up that I know of. Yeah, but we're already going to Oregon at kind of a, I don't know, faster pace maybe than I thought. Or maybe it just feels like we're going really fast because California was so large and took so much time. Now it seems like we've only been in Oregon for, I don't know, I suppose around 2 weeks now. But we're already like almost all the way through, so yeah. Just kind of surprising how fast we seem to have gotten through Oregon. Even though I'm sure we're not actually going that fast, it's just probably in comparison to the size of California. But yep, I believe we'll meet with the sport vehicles one more time in Oregon, and then we won't see them again until we're in Washington. So yeah, we might be, I don't know, a week or so out from Washington, which seems quite fast, even if it might not be.
We're in Three Fingers Gap. We've been circling Mount Jefferson. And they're very hard to see, but right up there are 3 mountain goats. They're just white dots to the camera, but we can see them a little bit better. It's Thursday, August 27th. We have been up on ridges, walking through lots and lots of burn areas today here in Oregon. Lots of areas like this where just huge sections where all the trees have been burned down. They're all old burn areas. The grass and the flowers are all coming back, but there's just so many areas where all the trees have been burned. There are patches where we'll go through living trees still, which is nice. It gives us some shade, but it's just surprising to see. We'd heard that Oregon was known for mosquitoes and fires, and yeah, we can see just how many have burned even within sight of the PCT. It's Thursday, August 27th. Here we are at camp. There's Jakota, and I'm right over there in the trees a bit more. Today was a pretty easy day. We only did 23 miles. We had a little bit of a late start leaving the vehicles, but really not bad. I think we were hiking by like 8. We just ended up stopping here because it was stop here or go 5 more miles and do a 30 or close to a 30. So we decided just to stop here. We had water just less than a mile back, so not a bad carry at all, and a pretty nice campsite. There's lots of room. Tomorrow we plan to do about 26 miles. We'll just stop because that's where there's good camping. There's a lake with several good sites around it, and if we went on, it would be a while before we'd hit anything else as nice. Today is our 100th day on the PCT, so that's pretty exciting. The last 20 days or so has really flown by for me. It was hard for me to believe we already gotten to day 100. It feels like it was just day 80. Still enjoying the trail, seeing new things every day, appreciating the beauty of nature. We saw mountain goats for the first time today. I looked and looked for them in California and never did find them, and we saw 2 different groups here today in Oregon. The first in the morning around Three Fingers, and the second actually would have missed them because you couldn't have seen it from the trail, but I went to look over the edge by Mount Jefferson, and just below us was a small herd of them. So that was pretty cool. I also spooked a bear today. That makes my 5th bear of the trip, 4th on the PCT, and 2nd in Oregon. Jakota hasn't seen any bears in Oregon yet, and I think he's only seen 2 on the trip as a whole. So really seeing more bears than him. It helps that I go first. So I tend to, like today, I spooked it. I didn't even see it till it was running, so there wasn't anything I could do, and Jakota was too far behind to even catch a glimpse of it. It was long gone. So yeah, still loving the trail. We got to mile 2,000 yesterday. So the second 1,000 took us 6 days less. We were 6 days faster doing the second 1,000 than the first 1,000, so it's good to see our pace increasing. We're staying above our overall goal of going 20 miles overall average. It's no longer very hard to do 25s. I still don't enjoy doing 30s. We did it twice. Both times the day we did the 30, it wasn't so bad. The day felt a little bit longer, but not horrible. But then the next day I felt more tired. Since it happened twice in a row, I'm rather in favor of not doing 30s. I'd rather just do consistent like 25 to 27s than to do a 30 and then struggle to do even like 23 miles the next day, 23, 24. How we were set up the other day, the days after the 30s both happened to be shorter days because we were meeting the support vehicles, but they still felt long. Yeah. Day 100. Yay. This is a view of Mount Jefferson. We've been slowly getting closer to it all day, and we'll soon be circling it. When we just got here today to this view, and we looked at over here, we saw that we could see several of the fires that are burning in the Cascade Range. I don't know if the camera's quite picking that up. You can see on that ridge, though, that there's smoke coming off of it, and then just to the left of it, there's another separate cloud of smoke, and then it's harder to see now, but also over here on that ridge was a third separate column of smoke. Oregon's got a lot of fires right now.
Friday, August 28th, day 101. Yesterday went well. I believe we hiked about 23.8 miles. The hiking was fairly easy. We did hike through some burn sections though, and at one point we were able to see like 3 other fires in the distance, so that was a little, I don't know, worrying or disheartening, just seeing how many fires are happening right now in Oregon, but I don't think we'll have to cross any of those fires, so I don't think they'll cause us any problems, but still, yeah, Oregon seems to have a lot of fires going on right now, which is less than ideal, but so far we've only had to do 1 alternate due to fires, so it hasn't been too bad for us, and I don't think there's any fires that we know of that are ahead of us, but yeah. Today I believe we'll be hiking 27 miles. So far the hiking's been pretty easy. I think we'll be getting a little more elevation change than we have recently. I think it'll be about 6,000 feet in elevation change or so. Oh, and last night got really cold. It might have been the coldest night yet on the PCT, so that's a little concerning. Yeah, don't really want it to get that cold before we finish. But hopefully it won't be too bad, and now that we know that it's cooling down a bit, we can maybe make some adjustments so the nights won't be so bad.